إني أسألك وأتوجه إليك بنبيك نبي الرحمة محمد صلى الله عليه وآله يا أبا القاسم يا رسول الله يا إمام الرحمة يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا أمير المؤمنين يا علي بن أبي طالب يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا فاطمة الزهراء يا بنت محمد يا قرة عين الرسول يا سيدتنا ومولاتنا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيحة عند الله اشفعي لنا عند الله يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها المجتبى يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا عبد الله يا حسين بن علي أيها الشهيد يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن الحسين يا زين العابدين يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها الباقر يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا عبد الله يا جعفر بن محمد أيها الصادق يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا موسى بن جعفر أيها الكاظم يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى أيها الرضا يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها التقي الجواد يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن محمد أيها الحادي النقي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها الزكي العسكري يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا وسي الحسن والخلف الحجة، أيها القائم المنتظر المهدي يا ابن رسول الله، يا حجة الله على خلقه، يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا، يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله، يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله، يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله. أجل. يا سادتي وموالي، إني توجهت بكم أئمتي وعدتي ليوم فقري وحاجتي إلى الله، وتوسلت بكم إلى الله، واستشفعت بكم إلى الله، فاشفعوا لي عند الله، واستنقذوني من ذنوبي عند الله، فإنكم وسيلتي إلى الله، وبحبكم وبقربكم أرجو نجاة من الله، فكونوا عند الله رجائي يا سادتي يا أولياء الله، صلى الله عليهم أجمعين، ولعن الله أعداء الله ظالميهم من الأولين والآخرين، آمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الفاتحة.
ज़े भाई आ जाए। नारे सलवात। बारे दिगर नारे सलवात।
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मदिन व आलि मुहम्मद।
जनाब फातिमा की मुनासबत से चंद फर्ज है मेरा भी है शोर सनाए फातिमा, फर्ज है मेरा भी है शोर सनाए फातिमा, मैं भी हूँ मिन जुमले अहले विलाए फातिमा, फर्ज है मेरा भी है शोर सनाए फातिमा, कल्मा गो वो हो नहीं सक
یکتا پیمبر کی قسم جس کے لب کو ہو نہ توفیق ثنائے فاطمہ فرض ہے میرا بھی ہے شہرت ثنائے فاطمہ لب کی زینت کے لیے ہے مدحت بنت رسول سر کی زینت کے لیے ہے خاک پائے فاطمہ فرض ہے میرا بھی ہے شہرت ثنائے فاطمہ دشمن آل پیمبر کو نہیں اس کی خبر مرضی رب ہے وہی جو ہے سزائے فاطمہ فرض ہے میرا بھی ہے شہرت ثنائے فاطمہ کر گیا واضح وہ آ کے منزل بنت رسول چرخ سے تارا جو اترا تھا برائے فاطمہ فرض ہے میرا بھی ہے شہرت ثنائے فاطمہ تھا یہی مقصد رسول اللہ کی تعظیم کا اپنی منزل اپنے منہ سے کیوں بتائے فاطمہ فرض ہے میرا ہے شہرت ثنائے فاطمہ میں تو بس سمجھاؤں ہے کلمہ گویا نے رسول روح کلمہ ہے حقیقت میں ثنائے فاطمہ فرض ہے میرا ہے شہرت ثنائے فاطمہ میں بھی ہوں من جملہ اہل ولائے فاطمہ محمد علیہ محمد صلوات فاتحہ بسم اللہ فارضی کا نعرہ صلوات جب خلق سے وقت سفر فاطمہ تب زینب و کلثوم کو پاس اپنے روئی بہت اور بیٹے کو چھاتی سے لگایا زینب کے دیا ہاتھ میں ہاتھ اور یہ سنایا زینب کے دیا ہاتھ میں ہاتھ اور یہ سنایا اے زینب بے کس میری دولت سے خبر محبوب الہی کے امانت سے خبر محبوب الہی کے امانت سے خبر ہے لاڈلے اس لال کا دشمن ہے شبیر کو میرے نظر بس سے بچا تکلیف بھی سہ لیجیے ایزا بھی اٹھا صدقے گئے مادر کی وصیت نہ بھلانا صدقے گئی مادر کی وصیت نہ بھولا، ہر رنج میں اس بھائی کے کمائیوں جائے یہ جدھر ساتھ چلی جائے یہ جدھر ساتھ چلی جائے۔ زہرا نے کہا بس یہی میری ہے تمنا، لے بیٹی میں خوش تجھ سے چلی دور، پھر رو کے یہ ہے در سے مخاطب ہوئی، اب آپ سے ہے یہ سخن آخری میرا، اب آپ سے ہے یہ سخن آخری میرا، میں قبر میں پاڑوں گی گریبان کا، ایزا نہ ہو کچھ میرے حسین اور حسن، ایزا نہ ہو کچھ میرے حسین اور حسن، مشہور ہے سب خلق میں یا شیر الہی، بچوں کی ہے بن ماں کے خرابی ہوتا، سو فاطمہ تو ہوتی ہے اب خلق کی رائی، تنہائی میرے بچوں کی تقدیر نے چاہی، تنہائی میرے بچوں کی تقدیر نے چاہی، لپٹائیو سو بار گلے شام و سحر میں قبر میں تڑپوں گی جو یہ روئیں گے گھر، میں قبر میں تڑپوں گی جو یہ روئیں گے گھر، جب خلق سے وقت پرے فاطمہ محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم۔
چونکہ آج معصومہ قوم کی شہادت ہے تو میں نے چاہا کہ کچھ شعر جو ہے وہ ان کی مدحت میں۔ بنت موسیٰ ہے رشیدہ ہے کریمہ یہ ہیں، مریم آل محمد ہے رضیہ یہ ہیں، طاہرہ بھی ہے نقیہ ہے تقیہ یہ ہیں، عالمہ عابدہ صدیقہ حمیدہ یہ ہیں، لب معصوم سے معصوم کہی جاتی ہیں، ہستیاں ایسی امامت سے سنت پاتی ہیں، ہستیاں ایسی امامت سے سنت پاتی ہیں، کون سمجھے گا زمانے میں بھلا ان کا مقام، باپ بھی اور بھتیجا بھی ہے بھائی بھی امام، شخصیت ایسے کہ آئمہ کریں جس کو سلام، فخر ہے ہم کو کہ ہیں ان کے غلاموں کے غلام، یہ شرف ہے کہ سرے راہ حرم رہتے ہیں، سب گدائے در معصومہ قم کہتے ہیں، سب گدائے در معصومہ قم کہتے ہیں، مثل جنت کے ہے یہ روضہ ذیشان ان کا، حرم آل نبی شہر فروزہ ان کا، نام روشن ہے نسب بھی ہے درخشاں ان کا، خلد کے پھولوں سے مہکا ہے شبستان ان کا، ان کی برکت سے قم ایسے شرف پاتا ہے، عالموں اور فقیہوں سے جھلک جاتا ہے، عالموں اور فقیہوں سے چھلک جاتا ہے، مثل انجم سبھی طلاب نظر آتے ہیں، درس لینے یہاں سب اہل ہنر آتے ہیں، بہر تعلیم یہاں کر کے سفر آتے ہیں، مار کا علم کا کرنے کے جو سر آتے ہیں، باقی ان سب کا یہی جاؤ حشم رکھتی ہیں، اپنی ہر بات کا شہزادی بھرم رکھتی ہیں، اپنی ہر بات کا شہزادی بھرم رکھتی ہیں، در معصوم پہ زوار جو آئے ہوئے ہیں، اپنی پلکوں پہ ستاروں کو سجائے ہوئے ہیں، دل کو ایک کعبہ الفت جو بنائے ہوئے ہیں، ان کو بتلا دو جو لو ان سے لگائے ہوئے ہیں، ان کی نسبت بھی بزرگی کا سبب بنتی ہے، خاک قم سرمۂ ارباب ادب بنتی ہے، خاک قم سرمۂ ارباب ادب بنتی ہے۔
ایک اور صلوات علی محمد وآل محمد. Before I invite Maulana Sayyid Rizwan Rizvi to the member to address tonight's majlis, let us recognize the sponsors for tonight's majlis, and that is the family of Brother Musaddiq Bhalo for their marhumeen, for your marhumeen, and for those that have no one to recite for them, Surah Fatiha. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase the rankings of the marhumeen and to increase the blessings of the sponsors and all of you tonight. And with that, I request our own Maulana Sayyid Rizwan Rizvi to come up and address tonight's majlis. Please welcome him with salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Jazakallah uncle. Ek aur salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. بار دیگر نعرے صلوات بر حبیب خدا ختم الانبیاء امام زمانہ بلند تر صلوات. جزاک اللہ.
رحم اللہ من قرأ سورة الفاتحہ. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم رب العالمین الرحمن الرحیم مالک یوم الدین ایاک نعبد و ایاک نستعین صراط اللہ علیہ. Please recite another Surah Fatiha for the marhumeen of tonight's sponsors, which are the sponsors are Nisar Karmali family and Musaddiq Bhallu's family. Please recite Surah Fatiha for Yusuf Bhallu and the marhumeen of Karmali family. Surah Fatiha. آپ لوگ جو دور دور بیٹھے ہیں آپ لوگوں سے گزارش ہے کہ یہاں آ جائیں. قریب بالکل قریب آ جائیں. یہاں میرا لاؤ نعرہ صلوات. اللہم صلی علی محمد. اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. الحمد للہ رب العالمین. الصلاة والسلام علی اشرف الانبیاء والمرسلین خاتم النبیین ابی القاسم محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى وقوله الحق وهو أصدق القائلين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. من يشفع شفاعة حسنة يكن له نصيب منها ومن يشفع شفاعة سيئة يكن له كفل منها وكان الله على كل شيء مقيتا. صدق الله العلي العظيم. السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. 10th of Rabi Thani marks the martyrdom of the daughter of our 7th Imam, sister of our 8th Imam, and the Jad of our Imam of our time, Bibi Masuma salamullahi alayha, Allahumma salli ala. And this is in the year 200 after Hijrah. Her wiladat is on the first day of Rabi Thani, and in some riwayat it is mentioned to be the first day of the month of Dhul Qada, that she was born in the year 173, and her shahada takes place in the year 200. So the sin of about 27 years from the life of this great lady, about whom inshallah I'll shed some light on her life briefly, and some of her fadail and some of her merits that are mentioned in the books of history and riwayat. But the ayat that I chose for tonight's discussion, so that we begin our kalam with the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is from Surah Nisa, ayat number 85, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Man yashfa' shafa'atan hasana yakun lahu nasibun minha." Whoever intercedes a good shafa'at, indeed that person will benefit from that shafa'at himself. There will be nasib for that individual in that shafa'at. وَمَنْ يَشْفَى شَفَاعَةً سَيِّئَةً يَكُنْ لَهُ كِفْلٌ مِنْهَا. And whoever does a shafa'at which is of negative sense, shafa'at is sayyi'ah, opposite of hasana, a bad shafa'at or the bad intercession, then of course this person will also will be bearing the similar amount of it as well. And it'll bear the burden of the shafa'at that that person has carried out. Here it begs a question, and it should beg a question as to, are there two types of shafa'at that exist? Shafa'at hasana and shafa'at sayyi'ah. What does it mean that there are two types of shafa'at that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about? Now we understand the concept of shafa'at is something which is one of the musallamat of madhab-e-tashayyu, and one of the aqaid of madhab-e-tashayyu, one of the discussions in ilm-e-kalam. But with that said, we only know the shafa'at of Aymayatar, we only know the shafa'at of Ma'asumin. We beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are amongst the recipients of the intercession of Aymayatar on the Day of Judgment. In fact, the mahr of Fatimatu Zahra salamullahi alayha in certain riwayat is the shafa'at of her followers, and the shafa'at of those who weep for her son, and the shahadat of Imam Hussein, those who weep and those who hold majalis. One of the things that is promised is the mahr of Janab Sayyida, is the shafa'at of these individuals. So you are amongst those who are going to be the recipient of the shafa'at of Janab Sayyida. Many riwayat that she says that I won't enter paradise until I have made every one of the Shia enter into paradise. So these are all, of course, things that we hope that we are recipient of. Of course, this has to do with our amal and our deeds as well. But with that said, this particular ayat says, "Man yashfa shafa'atan hasana." Whoever intercedes for a good cause shall receive the share of it. And whoever intercedes for an evil shall share the burden of it. So if you go ahead and do shafa'at hasana, you will be bearing the fruits of it on the Day of Judgment and here as well. When we look into this and we understand the concept, first and foremost, shafa'at or shafi is someone who is doubling it down. And a common word would be to double something down. When you are alone, and when you are, and even I'll give an example, when you're reciting by yourself, as the Marsiya and Noha is recited, at one point a person is reciting by himself. But then when he gets another person side by side to go ahead and become hamnawa and recite alongside with him, it becomes easier. So you can take a breath, for example. You can pause, for example. Others will continue to read, and there won't be any, break as far as your recitation is concerned. So this is what this person is doing, shafa'at for you. He's doubling it down for you. that you were tanha, you were solo, now someone else is also picking up where you stop, for example. Some people don't need it. They're, mashallah, they have a very good voice and they have good confidence and everything. They don't need shafa'at. They can read by themselves. But many would like to have someone along with them to go ahead and support. So shafa'at becomes that support. You and I, when we present our case in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will be alone. We will be presenting our own amal. But to have someone like Ahl Bayt along with us, this becomes doubling it down, and the shafa'at will be shamil hal. This is the concept of it. Would you read? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. So when you go alone to present your case, would you rather not go with someone who has knowledge of it? When you go to the court and represent, you say, I'll represent myself. Good luck with that. Inshallah, you're a good lawyer yourself. But if you have someone who is knowledgeable in the field to come along with you, you have a better chance in winning this case that you are presented in front of the judge and the court. So here, we will give example of some of the shafa'at. And that is the reason in Salatul Layl, you have namaz shafar and you have namaz witr. Witr is one, shafar is double. Witr is single and shafar is double. Or witr is odd and shafar is even. As the ayat of Quran says, wal fajr, wal layalin ashr, wal shaf'i, wal watr. With this understanding, we know what shafa'at is and we don't need any argument on top of that. There are many ayat of Quran that prove that aspect, and if the ayat were not enough, there's so many riwayat in this regard as well. So what is this shafa'at hasana? Some of the examples of shafa'at hasana is admonition, teaching, encouraging others, cooperating in good deeds. These are all examples of shafa'at hasana. When you tag along with someone, when you help someone, when you make them do that good deed and encourage them with that, in hadith, there are riwayat which talk about the fact that praying for others is shafa'at hasana. When you promote good deeds, when you offer guidance, and even suggesting good deeds are also mentioned in the form of what? Good intercession. These are all misdaq of shafa'at hasana. If you do these things, then you are doing what is called shafa'at hasana. On the contrary, there's a thing in Quran in Surah Nisa 85 which is referring to shafa'at sayyi'ah, an evil intercession, an evil shafa'at. The example of that is backbiting, gossiping, obstructing others, slandering someone, their personality, creating discord and disunity amongst the people, discouraging from participating in warfare, sowing doubt in the hearts of the people, and conspiring. And all those are examples of shafa'at sayyi'ah. So if you were part of, na'udhu billah, in any of those activities, then you have taken part in shafa'at sayyi'ah. Therefore, rather you give something. See, a lot of time, we don't realize that things that come from our tongues, things that we do, every single thing we will be what? Held accountable. One of the sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Hasib, the reckoner, the one who will hold you accountable on the day of judgment, right? He's Hasib. He's going to do Hisab and Kitab. And when that Hisab Kitab is done, every single word that comes out of your mouth, Ma min qawlin, Ma yalfadhu min qawlin illa alayhi raqibun atid. The ayat of Surah Qaf. Ma yalfadhu min qawlin. Not a word comes out from the qawl that you will be held accountable for that. So with that said, it is important that we are part of that which is shafa'at hasana, and we are not part of that which is considered to be shafa'at sayyi'ah. Salawat bi Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. With that said, a couple of words, inshallah. I won't take too much of your time and bring you towards the masaib of this great lady. Some of the fadail that are mentioned as far as her kirdar and the character is concerned. Knowing the fact that she is the daughter of 7th Imam. In fact, riwayat talk about, ulama discuss this, that she is considered to be, outside of Imam Rada, to be the most respected child of Imam Musa Kazim. not just the most respected and honorable daughter of Imam Musa Kazim, but rather the most honorable and respected child of Imam Musa Kazim, aside from, of course, Imam Masum, which is our 8th Imam. So we are comparing with Ghair Masum. Here also begs the question that she is referred to as Masuma. But is she a Masuma? Masum as infallible. So someone who is a Masuma in that context, in that meaning, is Hazrat Maryam. Inna Allah astafaki wa taharaki wa astafaki alal alameen. Or another person is Janab Fatima Zahra salamullahi alayha. She is also Ma'asuma in that concept. So there are two divisions of Ma'asum. Masoon anil khata and Masoon anil ma'asiyah. She is just like Zainab Kubra, just like Hazrat Abbas, Masoon anil ma'asiyah. Meaning they don't commit sins. They don't act in sinful way. Bibi Masuma falls in that category. But she doesn't fall in the category of Masoon anil khata. There is a possibility that she might do something which is not the best of the actions. Or say something which is not haram, but not Masoon anil khata. There might be considered to be khata, for example. So that is something which is the division of the categories of ismat and taharat. Those who are Masum bil ma'na akhas, that Quran talks about, refers to Anbiya, and our belief as far as Aimma Athar and 14 Masum is concerned, that is, they are Masoon anil khata. Not only they don't commit sin, but they don't even commit a mistake. But for other individuals like Bibi Masuma Qom, there's a possibility of a mistake, but of course there's no possibility of sin in them either. Salawat Biji Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Here, a few words regarding this. She is called to be the daughter of Rasulullah. Just imagine the maqam of someone who comes 7 generations later, but yet it is considered to be what? The daughter of Rasulullah. As we read in the Ziyarat Nama, Assalamu alayki ya binta Rasulillah. She is considered to be from the Al and from the daughter of Rasulullah. Number 2 fadilat of hers is that Imam Masum is predicting and giving the prophecy of her wiladat. 6th Imam Jafar as-Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam, he predicted, he said, there will be a lady who will be born in Medina, of course, فَسَتُدْفِنُ بِقُمْ, who will be buried in the city of Qum. And let us inform you that all of us have haram. Rasulullah's haram is Medina, Ali's haram is in Najaf, and rest of us, we have a haram as well, and our haram is in Qub, the place of the burial of Masuma. This is before her birth. Who's saying this? Our 6th Imam, who is the grandfather of Bibi Masuma Qum. He's predicting that a lady from my progeny will be born in Medina and she'll be buried in the city of Qum. So the basharat of the wiladat of Bibi Masuma Qum with the tawassut of our 6th Imam, Imam Jafar as-Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam. 3rd fadilat of her, I'm going through it quickly inshallah. The famous words of 7th Imam regarding her. Fadaha abuha. You know, all of us as fathers of daughters, those whom Allah has blessed with daughters, and you know, of course, every child has, you treat different ways. Inshallah, you should treat them all equally. But when it comes to boys and when it comes to girls, you know, there's a distinction. There are many riwayat in this regard. How should you treat your sons and your daughters? Inshallah, another time, tarbiyat of awlad, we will mention that as well. But this attachment that you have with daughters, here Imam Kazim never uttered these words regarding his son who is Masum himself. But Imam Kazim uttered these words regarding his daughter who is Ghaire Masum in this sense. He said, Fedaha abuha. In fact, some might even challenge, how can a Masum say this, that may I ransom over you. You know, you speak to your daughter, for example, she achieves something, you say, well, everything for you, whatever you want. May I sacrifice for you, right? But this is where a Masum Imam is saying, Fadaha Abuha. What was the occasion? The occasion was when Imam Musa Kazim was outside of the city. Some people had come to ask questions. Imam was not available. They were disappointed. They were leaving. The lady said, what is it that you want? So we had brought some questions. She said, give me the questions, and later on come back in the evening and take them. They came at the evening time. They took the answers and they left. As they were leaving outside the outskirts of Medina, they met Imam Kazim, who said, what happened? He said, Maula, we went to your house. You weren't there. We had some questions, but these are the answers that were provided by your daughter. Imam looked at those answers and he said, Fadaha Abuha. May the father of Masuma be sacrificed over her. Salawat biji Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Number 4, her fadilat is that she is considered to be shafi'ah. Shafi'ah. We discussed our discussion from Surah Nisa 85 was what? That man yaf'al shafa'atan hasana and shafa'atan sayyi'ah. She is amongst those who will be doing the shafa'at. I recited that the other day as well in the khutbah, that she, in her ziyaratnama, or rather on Sunday, we read in her ziyaratnama, we say what? Ya Fatima, ishfa'i lana fil jannah, fa inna laki indallahi sha'nun minashan. That, oh Fatima, be our shafi' on the day of judgment. Do our intercession on the day of judgment. Why? There's a reason. Because inda laki sha'an, you have a sha'an, you have a maqam near Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that no one else does. And why not? Look at the wujud of an individual. The barakat of the wujud of Fatima Masuma in the city of Qum is that city of Qum is now one of the main markaz of alame tashayyu. Najaf is one, and understandably so, because of Imam Masum is buried there. Amirul Mu'mineen, Shahi Najaf is buried over there. So it would be the place of the ulum and the sciences of Ahlul Bayt. But here in Qum, because of the wujud of Bibi Masuma Qum salamullah alayha, that it became that Mecca, that became that markaz and the centralized position as far as ulum Ali Muhammad is concerned. Salawat biji Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Amongst her titles, as I mentioned, is that she's known as Masuma. She's also known as Muhaddatha, and many other of these significant titles of this great lady are mentioned. But of course, she was someone who was on the quest to go ahead and meet her brother. Imam al-Rada, when he left the city of Medina, when he was summoned by Mamun al-Rashid Mal'un to Marv to become his Wali Ahad, and of course, he wanted to keep Imam in sight, under his surveillance, in check, so that he would not be able to, Imam would not be able to gather and have a congregation with him who will revolt against Mamun and his government. So it was very difficult to keep tab on Imam when Imam is in Medina and Mamun's hukumat is in Marv. So he summons Imam over there. He comes, and when Imam was leaving the city of Medina, Imam said what? He said to his family members, this is my last meeting with you. This is the last time I meet with you, and you will not see me again. And if you want to bid farewell to me, do it right now. Do it right now, because you will not have another opportunity to bid farewell. Of course, people of the household started weeping and crying. Imam left for Marv, and now present-day Mashhad, where Imam is buried. But in the year 200, Imam's sister, Bibi Masuma Qum, she, with the urge to go and see her brother, she embarks on this journey. Imagine traveling. Imam al-Rada was taken from the path which was away from the population of the Shia, so that no one from the Shia madhab would revolt seeing that Imam is being taken to Mamun Rashid. But of course, Janab Masuma does not have to follow the same route. She goes from a different route where there are followers of Maktab Tashayyo. Everywhere she goes, there's a tajammu and the gathering of the Shia. They come along and they greet her until she arrives and enters the Sarzameen of Iran. And when she enters and she's near Tehran, the place called Sawe, over there, Janab Masuma because of the difficulties of the travel, she falls sick. As she falls sick, the family, those who were the shurafa of that time, they bring her to Qom. There's a place, Bayt Sharaf, where she was taken, Bayt Nur, as it mentioned. Those of you who have gone for the ziyarat of Qom and Mashhad, you must have visited that place. That place is the resting place of Bibi Masuma Qom. She stayed there for 17 days until, of course, she could not bear the difficulties of the pain that was afflicted upon her. And the reason we call her to be Shaheed, and we call this to be the Shahadat, is according to the ayat of Quran, that whoever sets out in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his or her life is taken, that person is considered to be Shaheed. She was going to meet Imam of the time, and on the way she was afflicted with this and she passed away. Of course, to add on to the maqam of Masuma Qom, there was a debate amongst the people and the ahaliyan of Qom that who is going to perform the burial rites of this lady. She doesn't have any family members. She doesn't have any immediate family members who will go ahead and put her inside the grave. Yes, the female members of the community, they perform the ghusl and the takfeen. But when the time of her burial comes, they see, and the riwayat mention that two people riding the horse, they come near the grave. Everybody makes room. They enter, and they enter the grave and they lower the body of Masuma Qom with utmost respect, and then they go away. People say these were the two Imams, Imam Rada and as well as his son Imam Muhammad Taqi. These were the two who had come to go ahead and bury Bibi Masuma Qom. I would say, oh Masuma Qom, you were 27 years old when you embarked on this journey to go visit your brother, and yes, the difficulty of the travel, you could not bear the pain, and you left this world on the quest of meeting your brother. But you came and you brought you to Qom, but with the most respect, they buried you. But come to Medina, look at your Jad, Janab Fatimatul Zahra, how she was treated after the wafat of Rasulullah, that the door was brought down upon her, the fire was brought down upon her. And if that wasn't enough, the daughter of Fatima, Zainab Kubra, in the city of Karbala, you had never seen, anyone had never seen you without hijab. But come to Karbala, look at the daughters of Ali and Batul. Their chadars have been snatched, their veils have been removed, and they had to cover their faces with their own hair. Ala lanatullah al-qawm al-zalimin. Wa sayalamu alladhina zalamu ayyamun qalbin yanqalibun. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Oh Allah, please accept our ibadah tonight. Oh Allah, we've committed a lot of sins. Please forgive our sins. Oh Allah, give us the tawfiq and ability to follow the commands and the teachings of Ahl Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam. Oh Allah, give us the tawfiq and the strength to be the recipient of the shafaat of Bibi Masuma Qom salamullahi alayha. O Allah, hasten the reappearance of our awaited Imam and make us amongst the helpers and the soldiers of Imam. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Matam Hussein, Ya Hussein.
घर से अली के रुखसते खैरुन निसा हुई। घर से علی کے رخصت خیر النساء ہوئی گھر سے علی کے رخصت خیر النساء ہوئی مولا کائنات سے زہرا جدا ہوئی گھر سے علی کے رخصت خیر النساء ہوئی گھر سے علی کے رخصت خیر مولا کائنات سے زہرا جدا ہوئی گھر سے علی کے رخصت زہرا کو ایک پل بھی سکون کا نہ مل سکا زہرا کو ایک پل بھی سکون کا نہ مل سکا بعد رسول اس پہ وہ جور و جفا ہوئی گھر سے علی کے رخصت خیر النساء ہوئی حسنین بھی اداس ہیں حیدر بھی ہے ملول حسنین بھی اداس ہیں حیدر بھی ہے ملول کعبے کے بام و در پہ جو رونق تھی کیا ہوئی گھر سے علی کے رخصت خیر ہوئی زینب کے سر پہ سایہ زہرا نہیں رہا زینب کے سر پہ سایہ زہرا نہیں رہا بیٹی ابھی سے دہر میں کیا بے ردا ہوئی گھر سے علی کے رخصت خیر النساء محسن شہید ہو گئے در اس طرح گرا محسن شہید ہو گئے در اس طرح گرا یہاں کربلا سے پہلے ہی ایک کربلا ہوئی گھر سے علی کے رخصت خیر النساء ہوئی مولا کا گھر اجڑ گیا زہرا گزر گئی مولا کا گھر اجڑ گیا زہرا گزر گئی اختر نہ پوچھ کیسی قیامت بپا ہوئی گھر سے علی کے رخصت خیر النساء ہوئی
السلام علیکم یا رسول اللہ السلام علیکم یا نبی اللہ السلام علیکم یا حبیب اللہ السلام علیکم یا خیرت اللہ السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ السلام علیکم یا ابا عبداللہ السلام علیکم ابن رسول اللہ السلام علیکم وعلی جدک وابیک وعلی امک واخیک ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ السلام علیکم یا غریب الغرباء السلام علیکم معین الضعفاء والفقراء السلام علیکم شمس الشموس وعنیس النفوس ایها المدفون بأرض توس علی ابن موسى الرضا ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ السلام علیکم یا بنت موسى بن جعفر السلام علیک یا فاطمہ اشفعی لنا فی الجنہ. السلام علیک یا بنت رسول اللہ. السلام علیک یا بنت فاطمہ و خدیجہ. السلام علیک یا بنت امیر المؤمنین. السلام علیک یا بنت الحسن والحسین. السلام علیک یا بنت ولی اللہ. السلام علیک یا اخت ولی اللہ. السلام علیک یا عمت ولی اللہ. السلام علیک یا بنت موسیٰ بن جعفر ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. السلام علیکم صاحب العصر والزمان. السلام علیکم امام الانس والجان. السلام علیکم شریک القرآن. عجل اللہ تعالی فرجک وسہل اللہ مخرجک وظہورک وجعلنا من اعوانک وانصارک ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ.